This is Tamrin here from Edit Microsystems. I think we are ready to get started. It is now 2:15. I just want to check that everyone can hear me. As usual, can you please just type into the chat box that you can hear me? Okay. All right. As usual, I do expect that we will encounter some delays with the internet at the different schools. Please just bear with us and try to follow along as best that you can. And afterwards, go to the YouTube page and just check and watch the bits that you've missed. Before we start, are there any questions, anything that you would like me to cover from last week? All right, I haven't received any feedback, but thank you to those schools who said they could hear me. I am recording the session, so it will be up on the YouTube once again. Today I'd also like to get some feedback if possible. I'm sure Chaz would also like to get the feedback on whether you'd like this sort of training to continue. Or possibly suggestions for how we might adapt it to continue it in the future. Because this is our second to last training, next week would be our final training where we will wrap up. The short session, sort of like a test session, which was arranged by Chaz to prove the concept of virtual training. So if you wouldn't mind, when you send in your homework, to please give some general feedback and a general feeling on whether you would like to continue with this training and how you would recommend that we adapt it for the future. And if you do have topics in mind within Clicker that you would like us to train on further, then we can please include those in your email as well. I'm going to share my desktop now. What I have found has worked well is that I'm actually running 2 computers joined. So in your list of participants, you will see Tamrin and Edit Boardroom or Reception or something like that, so that I can see what you are seeing as well and try to keep track of the delay that way. Right, so you should be able to now see my screen. I've got it open to our YouTube channel. If you go on YouTube and search for Edit Microsystems, this channel would come up. But I've also sent you the link to the Clicker WCED virtual training playlist, which at the moment has 4 training videos in it that would play one after another, and you can go there and watch the training. And as soon as I'm done with this training, I will save the recording and then upload it to the same place, and you'll find all the virtual training sessions there. I just want to go back to our YouTube homepage and draw your attention to another playlist. So if I go to playlists, I can see all the different playlists that Edit has. And what might also be useful for you is this Clicker 6 guide for South African LSEN schools. Now that is pre-made videos. So they were just me talking into the microphone, like a screencast for whoever is wanting to learn how to do these different things. So focusing on specific skills, but you can also watch those videos to revise. If there is something that you would like me to help you figure out how to do, it actually will benefit more people if I make it as a video. So if you, for instance, want to know how to add finger spelling fonts, which I think Janine did. She managed to figure out herself, but if you want to add a different font to Clicker, I can make a video like this and load it up to the web where you can watch, but also other teachers can watch. Alright, let's now get started with our today's training. Our topic for today is how to make a word bank. I have Clicker open here already, and I have pre-created two different banks. One is a picture bank, where I put the picture and the word, and the other Clicker set is a word bank. Now both of these I created from scratch before I joined up with you, so you won't have these, but you can make your own, and then they would sit there as tabs. Now if you go into the Explorer and you go to that examples folder, you will see a folder called General Word Banks. If you go in there, you can have a look at two different examples of word banks. The first one being an alphabetically arranged word bank. I go back to my Explorer. The second one is another alphabetically arranged word bank, but just with more words. Alright. And both of these have been arranged from A to Z, and it groups the words automatically. Okay. A picture bank you might be useful for if you are doing AAC, where the student will recognize the picture before they recognize the word. With a picture bank, when I click on ear, it will send the word and the corresponding picture. Now that is also part of those options, the user preferences, where you have under your media settings whether Clicker should show instant pictures or not. If you have told Clicker not to show instant pictures and these boxes are unchecked, then that picture of the ear will not also show up. So that was in our picture bank. If I go across to the word bank and click on just the word ear, the picture of the ear will also appear because of those settings. If I go into my user preferences and turn off instant pictures for now and click on ear, only the word will appear, not the word and the picture. Alright, so if your students only need the words, then create a word bank. If they need the picture and the word, then create a picture bank with the words showing, and make sure that you're in your settings, your user preferences, it is selected to show instant pictures in the document. Alright, let's jump right in and make one. Okay, I'm just going to double check, open up my talking box. Okay, there's no questions. Don't forget, you can still type in your questions into the chat box. There was a question last time that people wouldn't have access to the chat box. Yours is on your Bridget's toolbar. So behind your toolbar you should see mine. And mine is grayed out, you don't have access to that. But on your one, the top right icon is, if you hover over it, it says show/hide participant list. If you click on that button on your toolbar, it will pop up this little chat box. Okay, and that's where you can type in your questions. Okay, I'm just waiting for that to appear. Close that down. And there I can see we are encountering quite a delay. So I'm going to now slow down my speech and continue with the training. Okay, to create any clicker set, the first thing you need to do is click on clicker set new clicker set. Now don't forget the other ways to open up the wizards. You can also click on the Show Explorer button. That brings up your Start page pop-up. You can then go to your Quick Start tab, and at the bottom left, choose Make a Clicker Set. And now we are back at the wizards page. You should be quite familiar with this page now because we already made a sentence building activity as well as a matching activity. So today we are going to create a word bank activity. Okay. Now the same as before, we come to a page where we have further instructions to type or paste the words here. Now this page will automatically be selected to create an alphabetic grid. So it will put all the words beginning with A under the A tab. Now sometimes it might be more useful to group the words by topics, in which case you would want to create rather a topic grid. If I select topic grid from the drop down, you will see different instructions appear on the left. You now have space for headings and text that goes underneath that heading, with a space in between each topic. Now this would be more useful where you're creating a bank of words where some of them pertain to one category and other words pertain to another category. For example, boys and girls, fruits and vegetables, carbohydrates, protein, those sorts of topics. Okay. But just to go back to alphabetic grids, I want to show you basically how the word bank works. You can type in the words individually, or you can paste a block of text. And that text can be from anywhere that contains the vocabulary you want in your word bank. And just a reminder, a word bank can be in any language. So you can type in or paste in Afrikaans words, and those Afrikaans words will be in your word bank. Right, I'm just going to go to my internet browser and going to go across to Wikipedia. So I googled Cape Town, imagining that maybe we were wanting to write a story or use a bank of words pertaining to the history of Cape Town and put those into maybe an essay or something. Now I know that might be quite advanced for some of your students, but it's useful to know that Clicker can do more advanced activities than just the basic matching. Okay, I'm going to select all of the text that contains the vocabulary. I right click and select copy to copy that text to my clipboard. I go back to Clicker and I choose paste from clipboard. Just going to wait for your computer to catch up with me. Okay, paste from clipboard. And now I have a whole lot of text in no real order at all. It's just the words that were contained in the text that I copied. Now Clicker will take all of this text and take each word and put it into your word bank, except for the words that you have told Clicker to filter out. Now that is usually the most common words. Now word banks are for building vocabulary. So you wouldn't want to put in words like it, he, she, the into your word bank because they might be too simple. So you can filter out those 32 most common words, or you can, if your students are quite advanced, you can filter out even up to the 2,000 most common words. Okay. You can also choose to filter out words with fewer than X amount of letters. Okay. Alright, and here I can see a preview. At the bottom, it's going to be alphabetic grids. I can go to the More Options button and change the color if I'd like to. But once I'm happy, I can click Create. And here I have my bank of words. Under A, I have all of the different A words, B, C, D, and you see how when there are more words beginning with a certain letter, Clicker will just make those cells smaller. Sometimes if there are so many words beginning with C, Clicker will create 2 tabs for C. Okay, we also have a bank for the numbers because there were obviously dates in this little piece of text. Now if you just quickly want to change something, let's just see, okay, for example, here we have hook, and I know that that was probably the name of a town in our story, but let's just say you want to quickly change that word and have it not be a capital letter H. If you want to quickly change any part of the text in your word bank, hold down your Shift button and click on that cell. Then you can see it's now in editing mode. You can change anything, then click off or just press enter, and you'll see I have quickly, instantly changed my cell without actually having to go into the edit clicker set function. Now that is obviously the more advanced way where you have a lot more editing features. You can go into that edit clicker set, choose which letter you want to edit, and in here you can change the text by double clicking. Okay, but I'm just going to go out of edit clicker set and show you again how if you just want to change something quickly on your word bank, hold down Shift, click in the box, maybe I want to put some dots here, then press enter, and you'll go out of that. Now when you just click on the text, this you should remember from the sentences, if I click on the box, it sends that word into my clicker documents. Now don't forget, the instant pictures will correspond to the pictures in your library. See. Okay, it is a little bit delayed, I know, but I clicked on van, but it was the Afrikaans fun, I imagine Jan van Riebeck, but it puts in a picture of the van. Now just don't forget that sometimes things like that might happen if you don't have the correct corresponding picture. Alright, that is an alphabetical word bank. You can choose clicker set, save clicker set as, and keep that for use. Now, if you in your options user preferences have the predictor set to level 3 or 4, the predictor will predict words from the clicker set. So if you have created a clicker set in Afrikaans that contains lots and lots and lots of Afrikaans words, that will be useful because your predictor will also predict words from the clicker sets. To show you what I mean, there's India. We also had Riebeek, so that would be for Jan van Riebeek. So you can see how useful a word bank can be, even if you don't use the word bank, but rather just use the predictor. The predictor would not have been able to predict these words if you hadn't first created the word bank. Okay, let's just quickly show how to make a topic word bank. We choose clicker set, new clicker set. Once again, we are going to create a word bank. But this time, instead of alphabetic grids, I choose topic grids. And I need to put a heading, healthy food. I need to put a space between that, unhealthy food. Okay, now underneath my first heading, I can either paste in or type in manually a bunch of healthy food words. So let's just say fruits, vegetables, carrots, I don't know. Okay, so just put a few there. Then I must make sure there's a space between the words and the following topic. Unhealthy food would be chips, sweets, pizza. Okay, and see how my preview here is changing as I add words. You can also filter out the most common words, but here I have manually typed in the words, so I don't need to do that. I can click on create and see here I have a word bank with just 2 topics and the words that I used. Okay, vegetables, carrots. See how even though there is no picture in the word bank, the instant pictures in the media settings will send in the corresponding pictures automatically. Okay, now this might be quite annoying that you have some blank cells. Just to go back to where I created a new clicker set word bank. Okay, you can choose more options. Okay, where did I find it before? Let's have a look here. Oh, it was only in the picture grid. Then you can choose how many cells you should have. Okay, I'm just going to click cancel here. Okay, that's it for word banks. I just want to show you now how to make a picture bank. Very similar. Choose clicker set, new clicker set, picture bank. Okay, now here you add the pictures and the word that picture is named. The name of that picture in the file will correspond to the word that's sent into the document when you click on that picture. Okay, I'm just going to choose add pictures. Now don't forget, if you have created your own media libraries, you can choose pictures from those media libraries, or you could simply have dragged pictures to this area from anywhere else, from your My Pictures folder. But if I choose add pictures, let's go to colors. I saw one of the schools made a matching activity for their colors. Just choose blue, green, pink, purple, yellow. Okay, I'm just going to say insert those. Okay, and I'll close this. I don't want to insert any other pictures. I can see those ones at the back. Alright, now when I click on green, I don't want Clicker to send green color. into the documents. I just wanted to send green. So here I can change the name of the picture. Now this is not changing the original file. I'm just changing what is going into this activity. Okay, let me just quickly take color out of all of these. So I'm double clicking on the text, backspace, and then press enter. Okay, I'll click off. Okay, they are now all correctly named, and this will allow you to make changes to your picture names. And here I can see my preview. I can choose how many pictures there should be per grid. Because I only have 5 pictures in my entire grid, I'm going to just choose 5. But if you had lots of pictures, you can choose to have fewer pictures per grid, but lots of different tabs. Okay, you must choose how the pictures are ordered, alphabetically, chronologically, randomly, or manually, where you can use this menu over here to move the pictures around manually, and then they will appear in this manual order. I usually just leave it as alphabetically or randomly, but it's entirely up to you. You still have more options, but once you are happy here, you can click on create. I just wanted to also show you where you choose whether or not to show your picture names. Now, do you want Clicker to just show the picture, or should the corresponding name be there? For this case, we do want Clicker to show picture names. I click create. Now when I click on blue, it sends the picture and the text, and I can click on the next arrow to see my other colors. Alright, that was a picture bank, and we've also done a word bank. I just want to open up my chat box. I see Untitled School have left, but is everyone else alright? Are there any questions? You can either type into the box or open your mic and ask. Or if there are no questions, okay. Chaz says thanks to everyone. We have got a few minutes left. How do we go back? Okay, Beacon School, I assume you mean I have now gone to the second page of my pictures. I can click on the back arrow. Oh, back to the new Clicker Set screen. Okay, so Beacon School, I think you want to go to create a wizard, to the wizards page. You can click on Clicker Set, new Clicker Set, or the folder, then go to your quick start page and click on new Clicker Set. But once you have created your picture bank, and you realize that oopsie, you actually didn't want to include that picture, or oopsie, you want to make a mistake, it's unfortunately not possible to go back to the wizard from there and change your settings. You would need to, so here we are at the wizards page. It's not possible to go back now that we are here in our clicker set we've made, to go back and make changes at the wizard stage. But you can still use that same option of shift click to edit the text, or you can go into edit clicker set and make your changes there. I know my screen is a little bit behind my voice, but just I've gone into the edit clicker set function, and that's where you are able to make changes to your created clicker set. Does that answer your question, Beacon School? Okay, recent files will open the clicker sets that you were working with last time you had clicker open. Okay. All right. Are there any other questions? Okay. There's one other thing I wanted to show today, and then we'll wrap up. If I go to open a clicker set, or back to that landing page, to the File Explorer, where we normally open those examples. If you are connected to the internet, you can go online and search for more free resources for Clicker. Okay, and I see my screen is quite behind, but hopefully it will catch up. Okay, so if you are connected to the internet and you go to Files, Free Resources, you come to the Cricksoft Learning Grids website, where you can browse by category, by age group, by adjusting the sliding bar. You can move the start age, so the youngest age that that resource is appropriate for, and you can move the ending age. So I can now choose to search for resources that are appropriate for learners from age 6 to 9, and I can filter out, I can go into a specific category. Thirdly, you can search by keyword. And here we've often done a search for something like time, to try and find activities that will help us teach telling the time. But with keywords, it will obviously depend on whether that person that created the clicker set put time into the description. You could also search for clock or certain related words. So just play around with the search and see what you can find. If you happen to find a clicker set that is useful, please would you share it with the group. You don't have to attach the actual clicker set, but if you can tell us what the name of that clicker set is, then the other schools are able to find that on the Online Learning Grids website. Okay, so your homework today is to create either a word bank or a picture bank, or if you are feeling particularly adventurous, you can create both. But rather, I would like you to choose which would be more appropriate for your learners, and try to include words that you would want your students to be practicing. Feel free to create one in Afrikaans. Don't forget to turn off the text-to-speech and all of that for Afrikaans. You can do voiceovers for your word banks the same way that you did for your sentence building, if you would like to. And then the second part of the homework is to browse on the free resources when you are connected to the internet. And if you find something that's useful, send in just the name of that resource. And make sure once you've downloaded it that you save it to your computer. Otherwise, if you want to use it again, you will need to go back online and download it again. Okay, and then the third part of the homework is to just let us know whether you would like this type of clicker training to continue, and what suggestions you would make to change it going forward. And you can please send all of your homework to myself and Chaz. And yeah, that's about it. Is there anyone that wants to say something? I see we've received a chat message. I'm going to stop sharing my desktop and have a look here. Chaz says here. Okay, cool. I think Chaz is quite pleased. yeah, we'd be very happy to hear from you. So next week, I would like to hear each school give some verbal feedback, to type, to speak into their mics, and let us know how it's going, because that'll be our final official one. But is there anyone that wants to say anything now, or type anything now? Okay, otherwise, okay, cool, Beacon's all good. Thank you very much once again for joining us. I think this was our smoothest run so far, and hopefully it can only get better from here. And you guys are definitely the veterans. It's the same group that loyally joins every week, and we really appreciate it. So yeah, when we get more, yeah, you guys are the pioneers. And when we slowly start to get more people joining our training, I'm sure you will help them figure the ropes and how to open the mic and all of that. All right, I'm going to end the Bridget session and disconnect all participants. Thank you very much. I'll send you the email once again, and I'll load this, should be maybe by the end of today or tomorrow, loaded to the YouTube. Thanks so much. Bye.